You're now tuned in to the Soulful Stir with Tash and Symoné.
All right, we live.
What up, though, y'all? Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday. Welcome to another episode of the Soulful Stir. I'm Symoné.
And it's your girl, Tash.
You know, I got a couple people who reached out to me who was like, where's the episode? Where's the podcast episode?
Y'all, we be living. We be living.
I mean, I feel like we're doing something right when you got people reaching out asking, like, when are we going to launch the next episode?
I agree, but what would be righter, which I know is not a
Righter.
word, but what would be righter is if y'all also kept that same energy, engage with us on these platforms, you know?
That's a fact.
Y'all be cutting into my TV time. I be trying to post these little, you know what I'm saying? I be trying to give y'all a little bit of something. I need y'all to engage on all the platforms. Well, we're really only on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, but really YouTube and Instagram is what we're concerned with. So subscribe, comment, share, repost. That page is for that. So you don't have to feel like if it's on the pod page, repost it, share it. I mean, like it, run up the comments. That's what that is for. Please do not be shy. Do that.
Yeah, I echo that because we need the engagement, but I also, this is on me, I say this like every other episode, I do need to get better with posting on socials. It's just so hard, y'all. Like, I wish I should start carrying the camera around with me to show people my everyday, like what my days look like, because you would probably be like, you're insane.
So first off,
you probably think I'm fucking insane.
So speaking of that, I did my little, I did the little post on my personal page recently about me going to Barnes & Noble. And so it's funny because I meant to post, like kind of cross post it on the pod page, but I forgot which I still will, because I wanted to post a picture of the books that I purchased to kind of get people's feedback. You know, we talk about literary things often on this show. We talk about books. I did start Trash Literature Tuesday, which I do want to repurpose. I'm still going to use some of that same content, but I just didn't want to use the term trash literature because I just didn't want to be disrespectful to people's work like that, because they know what they're writing. You know what I'm saying? You know when you writing something of literary value or not. But at this point, what I was getting at is I was going to repost it just to see how people felt about those books and if they had read them and things of that nature, just to kind of spark some conversation. And I felt like so weird walking through Barnes & Noble because I filmed everything with my Ray-Ban Meta glasses, and it felt so weird to like be walking through the store pressing the top of your glasses to capture a photo or press it and hold it so it can record. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just felt so inauthentic because I literally just wanted to be in the zone, walking through the store, picking me up some books, and you know what I'm saying, not trying to capture the photo ops. And even with the glasses, I thought that was going to make it feel better than pulling out my phone like paparazzi, but it's just as bad. You know what I'm saying? Or at least to me, it feels just as weird to just be up in the spotlight, holding your glasses all weird, because that's how you have to take the picture. Like, you have to like.
That's why I ain't got them damn glasses.
Yeah, you have to press the button at the top of your glasses, like on the stem, and then you have to hold it to record. So it's like really weird to just be walking past somebody like and pressing the button and like capturing a picture. So
it's like Inspector Gadget. They said that somebody said they don't trust you if you got Meta glasses because they feel like you'll wear a wire.
Well, it's not, and it was funny, but you know me, I'm so technical. It's like, well, it's not like that because that's why it's inauthentic, because it takes a picture. There's a flash. And so my nephew told me, he was like, Titi, you need to get the little flash blocker so people won't tell that you're taking a picture. So me listening to my nephew, I was like, okay, well, he put his auntie on something. I bought some, put one on my glasses. As soon as I went to take the glasses, they was like, no, baby girl, it's something blocking your viewfinder.
Wow.
So you gonna look like the ops regardless. Like it ain't no hiding like wearing a wire. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not inconspicuous. It's very conspicuous. And then let's be clear. Nobody wears glasses with like a big round circle on the front. Like if anybody look at you once, you can tell when somebody got meta glasses on. Like I don't have to stare at you to tell you got them on.
Oh, I never know when people have them on. I never seen them
when
in
you
real
look
life.
at them, I'll show you mine once we finish the episode. Like you can look at them and see too, like the camera on the front. Like there is nothing inconspicuous about these glasses. So, yeah.
Well, that's one thing that I still won't be purchasing with my money. I ain't purchasing I got tech.
My mama bought them for Christmas.
But I got tech that I don't even use, like that I asked for and I need to get back to using. Like I have an Oculus. And I used it for a little bit and then I put it down. I was
that's how this started. My mom was the first person that I personally knew in close proximity to me with Meta glasses. My mama had them. My mama had them last year sometime because she wore them when we went to Vegas. And she had me wear hers while we were in Vegas to take pictures of some stuff. And she just kept saying, you like these, don't you? You like them. And I was like, I mean, they cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not a content ass person. So I never cared for them. Never really looked at it like, and which is weird because I always say I'm not a content person. I buy all this stuff and I say I'm going to make content. I got different ring lights. I got stuff that like automates, that'll move around and do automatic picture taking, all kinds of stuff. And I just don't use it because I don't care to be recording everything or taking pictures of everything and let alone post it. But my mama was like so hyped about the glasses that when Christmas came, like I always say, I don't ever have a list. My birthday and Christmas 4 days apart. I never have a list. I never have anything together of what I want from people because I usually buy myself stuff all year, throughout the year. So when Christmas came, she was like, well, what you want? And I was like, girl, just give me some Meta glasses. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want me to have them so bad. you like yours so much and you don't even wear yours. Like, she don't even wear hers. Like, girl, so she wanted me to have them so bad. So I was like, just buy them. Because it's nothing, I don't know anything else that I would tell her that I would want. I wouldn't expect her to buy. You know what I'm saying? Like budget wise. So it was kind of like, I know she'll buy those. You know what I'm saying? Like I asked for those and some AirPods. And she was like, okay, here you go, some new AirPods. And speaking of, she bought me brand new AirPod Pros for Christmas. Asked me, have I even opened the box? Like I have them, but I'm still using the old ones, which is pissing everybody off. Because apparently everybody hates my old AirPods so much. They always sound like I'm underwater. They say they sound like I'm underwater. That my mama and my baby daddy bought me AirPods for Christmas. And so when I got back here and he gave them to me, I was like, hey, bro, I don't even need these. He was like, why? I was like, my mama was pissed about mine too, so she bought me some more. So he was like, well, I'll just keep these because everybody was so upset about them. And I still have not used the new ones. I'm still using the old
still like the old ones. It be like that when
cheap.
you find a product that you actually like. All these products are evolving super fast, it seems, and it's not always best for the majority from a functional perspective. I think like some of the new AirPods, I don't like the way that they feel in my ears, like the way that they sit. So I actually had a pair that I gave to one of my friends because she I think she lost hers. And she was just having a rough time about these headphones. I was like, you know what? I got a brand new pair unopened. You can have them. They literally have been sitting in my closet for years. I'm like, because I already had a pair of earbuds. I have Beats earbuds that I use. And I have some overhead headphones too. So how many pairs of headphones do you need, Diamond? Like the ones that I use on a daily are my Beats. And I wasn't using those. So I gave them to her. But everything it's just like one thing after another. With electronics, why we can't just stay like at one kind of headphone? Like I'm straight on that. I don't need a new advanced one. Like what happened to the other ones?
And see, my mama is in her tech era, so every time you turn around, she's buying something. You know what I'm saying? But like, my mom is a single woman. You know what I'm saying? With 2 grown kids, with no grandkids. So she literally just be buying shit. Like she just, every time I turn around, she's bought something. Like when I went to her house last time, she sent me home with a new electric wine opener, all kind of stuff. She's like, oh, I don't need an extra one. I got this already. Like she always has, it's something new. And it feels weird because like you don't usually have that with your parents. You know what I'm saying? I go to my mama's house and she always got some stuff that she trying to put me on. She like, look at this. Let me show you this thing I got. And she like, oh, you should buy you one, or I'll buy you one. I'll be like, okay, girl, we'll buy it, cause
Yeah.
do you? I don't know what you want me to do, but
Well, speaking of buying shit and just having shit, why is there a picture of Papoose and Claressa on SHEIN?
the same reason why Claressa had on that wig looking like Patti LaBelle.
She said she looked like Faith Evans.
Girl, bye. She don't even look like Cousin Faith from Soulful. Okay, that wig.
She said faithful to the end.
That wig look like it either gives me Patti LaBelle or Uncle Clifford vibes. No in between.
Somebody said,
Like, it was a hard, like, you could tell Pumping Up Spritz was used on that wig.
yeah, it felt like so.
And I was trying to figure out why was she wearing that before a fight. Like, was you about to fight in that?
You know, she fighting her straight backs. She look totally different when she fights.
But why did you have that wig on at the thing? Like, you could have just put on a regular little, you know what I'm saying, just straight bust down wig. Like, why did you have to go as so far to have a blunt bob with the nice comb over, high, extra heavy, extra pump it up, bang? Like, girl, that was a lot.
So look, I agree. So I actually like when the women dress up for their weigh-in. Like, I think that's pretty cool.
What I'm saying was dress up with a different piece, hair piece.
But what I was getting to that, but I do still believe that she would certainly find value in hiring a stylist. She can benefit from that.
Absolutely.
You know, like, I feel like I see what y'all trying to do, but every time I see her dressed up, it just never hits.
And what's crazy is people be like, you know, people will defend her in the comments when people are talking about what she wears, and they'll be like, y'all just mad she got money, y'all don't have no money. But it's not about money.
We don't care about that.
I know some people who have impeccable style, who dress extremely well, and 90% of their wardrobe is thrifted. Style has nothing to do with money in the bank.
No.
Okay? Let's be 100% clear. I know some girls that'll take a rainbow fit and bust it down, okay? Am I one of those girls? No. But do I know some girls? Absolutely, okay? I know some that'll still go to the CITI City Trends and make it look cute, okay? It is not about...
CIT? You said that like M-I, quicker than a quicker
You
than
ain't never heard the commercials when they be like CITI City Trends?
No.
Oh, girl, yeah, that's from the commercial. That's
Humpback,
the OG commercial.
I.
Yes, girl, I know some people but I'm saying I know some people that will go to a thrift store and make a whole outfit and look very nice. And so it's not about her resources. It's just about how she putting that shit together.
But that just lets you see the disconnect between the masses and how people assess style versus having money. Like, that has nothing to do. One has nothing to do with the other.
She be trying to like throw on all her little name brand stuff to compete with some of these people and these bloggers and God forbid.
Right, and then the people that the masses look at it and they're like, "Oh, she got money. Yeah, she got on a Louis Vuitton 2-piece," but it's like.
It looks stupid.
Okay, like, it's still, it's not giving style. Please. It's not giving what y'all think is giving.
Go to Target and get you some exhilaration. Honey, go to Walmart and get you some No Boundaries or something. You could put together a whole bag. Hey,
I'm not above it. I got a little bit in my closet.
Listen, I will shop anywhere as long as the quality is good.
And I'll pair that with my nice Hanifa coat. In my elevated threads that I have, my nice denim jeans.
On a good day, every outfit gonna be high low. Okay, the purse might be $1,000, but I guarantee you them pants cost $750. All right, because I be wearing leggings. All right, and I get them in the 2 for a pack, 2 for $15, gray and black.
I do want I want that Ferragamo bag.
Do I? Oh, my big toe. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But listen, and I will wear that big ass Ferragamo bag.
I haven't been able to find it.
With some $6 Hanes sweatpants that I got from Walmart and some Uggs and a nice hoodie. Okay, it's not about that. Okay, every time I like nice stuff and I like good quality stuff, but I also like it at a good price. She just don't know how to put that shit on.
Yeah, she doesn't, and I
And it
don't.
bothers me because she's from Michigan. I mean, I know she's from Flint, but it's like, come on,
It's
girl.
different.
But
I feel
how's your
like.
man letting you dress like that? Because Papoose even know better. Like, how,
I mean,
there's no
he
way.
not doing too much better on a fashion tip.
I mean,
I
he's
don't
not doing
think.
too much better on a fashion tip, but I think he could give some kind of insight. Like, there's some when I have this personal bias that I believe that there are certain places that people are from where they should innately just kind of know how to put that shit on. And Detroit is obviously one of them, but New York is another one of those places too.
True.
And I feel like people just know. Like, I feel like that about cities like Paris. You know what I'm saying? Tokyo. I feel like people just know how to do their thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, when it comes to clothes. And I feel like he should just help her a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Or at least put her in contact with the right people. Like,
I'm honestly not fully convinced of the legitimacy of the relationship.
Well,
However,
I don't think it's legitimate either.
But however, hey, that has nothing to do with me. If they like it, I love it.
Papoose, you supposed to be a real nigga. Like, you ain't took your lady to Dapper Dan yet. You know what I'm saying? Like,
she do need to go see Dapper Dan. Dapper Dan to get her together.
But y'all done went to the same place to get y'all furs that Remy went to. Come on now.
Jesus.
Well, they say it happened at different times in the same day, but that was a whole thing about Christmas. They said that Remy, because they kept saying that Remy was there with Pat. They was like, Pat bought her a fur and then took her, Claressa, and got her one too, but took her later on that day or something. Because they was like, Claressa only wanted a fur because she know Remy got one.
Yeah, no, I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah, it was a whole, like, that's what I'm saying. It'd be so much going on about their relationship that I shouldn't know and that I wouldn't know if she didn't get on the internet and talk about it.
I feel sorry for her.
I do.
Like, something is not, I don't know. Yeah, but however, I will say that all of the things that are in between her profession, you know, this is just added noise, essentially. I do believe that she's incredibly talented and she's great at her craft. She is great at what she does.
I think she probably went to middle school.
That's it?
Well,
What?
My sister gonna listen to this episode. Everybody in my family can listen to that, and they're gonna laugh because they're gonna know what that means. But my grandma Jewel used to say, "Middle school is for morons," because if you're old enough, back in the day, they only had elementary, like, you know what I'm saying? They had elementary, junior high, and high school, or you would just go to elementary to like 8th grade, and then you would start 9th grade at high school. You know what I'm saying? So it was elementary, junior high, high school. And then all of a sudden, at some point, like maybe, I don't know if it started in the 80s or in the 90s, where junior highs were being phased out. Like, you don't hear of a school being a junior high school anymore. It's now a middle school.
Yeah.
And she used to say middle school is for morons.
What?
Yeah. It's
your auntie is wild for that.
She's pretty much saying that people that go to middle school slow. And so every time I think about somebody that's just, you know, is not cognitively using their abilities the way they should be, I always just say, well, I think they just went to middle school. Maybe they went to middle school because it just kind of, Claressa's one of those people that sometimes the math don't be math. Like the whole Louis Vuitton situation, it really rubbed me the wrong way. Like, she went and recorded herself spending her cash in Louis Vuitton and was like, yeah, I'm in the Louis Vuitton store. And then 3 days later on Christmas, was like, look at all the stuff my man bought me. And it was all them bags from the Louis Vuitton store. And we was like, you forgot that you just posted the receipts? That you bought this stuff 2 days ago?
See, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know.
She was in middle school. Like, it's not clicking.
I don't know what be going on with her, for real. But it just doesn't, it's not all adding up, like you said. No. I do want to switch gears because we didn't really get into what's new on our radar. But I want to say that a couple episodes ago, you may have heard me promoting my event, Moments with Doulas, which was sponsored this year by the National Black Doula Association, as well as Mother and Justice. And the event was yesterday. It was a success, and I'm very happy and honored to bring so many incredible people together to have honest conversation, to decompress from the work that we do, and to meet each other, because many of us had never even met. And this time around, let me back it up. I initially started this event with only doulas in mind, but then I thought, what if we open it up to birth workers in general, because it would allow us to understand the different perspectives of our work. As it is, we all are working in the spaces of birth, but our work looks so different when you talk to a midwife versus a doula. And I think it's important for us to bridge the gap and have conversations and network and meet each other. So this time around, we had some midwives in the room, and it was such a rich conversation because we got to hear some of their complexities that they deal with, especially the ones that work for larger medical systems. And maybe they come from a background where they initially started as home midwives. Yeah. And so shout out to all the attendees. Shout out to Mother and Justice and the MBDA for helping us put this on. And also shout out to Erin Juliana. She was our yoga meditation practitioner for the event. And Erin just never misses. I absolutely love Erin. I love working with her. Every time I have a class with her, have done a session with her, she's the only person that I could really get into a meditation zone with, being led in meditation. So shout out to Erin. I just wanted to share that highlight because it was a lot of work that went into it. And I won't say that it was stressful. I had a great deal of help. And also shout out to Akila and Tamika at Mother and Justice because they really helped me the day of and also before with the logistics and planning of the event and setup and takedown as well. So I'm just so grateful. But Auntie was tired, y'all. Auntie was tired yesterday, and I did not hit my water intake, and I've been doing really, really well with that for a while. And so yesterday was the first day that I was just ripping and running and did not have a chance to eat a real meal until later in the evening or drink enough water. So I definitely felt it by the end of the night and woke up with a headache this morning, but that's neither here nor there. All of that for a great event. I'll take it. I will take it. I'm looking forward to the next one. And now my gears are turning on what's next. Like, how can I continue to show up in this space, especially as a Black doula from Detroit with midwifery roots? How can I show up in this space and cultivate community for real? Because I feel like we have community, but sometimes it feels a little gate-kept, if you will. There are a lot of people who are not as willing to come out and meet other people and be in community with other people because of what their experiences have been thus far as a practitioner. Yeah. So I think that's the other side of it. That's a whole nother conversation. It's more of an off-air conversation if you care to have that, Tash. But overall, again, I'm just grateful for the people that were there. And also, my friend came, who is a midwife now. She started off as a doula. She came to the event, and she is one of the reasons why I became a doula. She was the only person that I knew at the time that was a doula back when I was just doing my research and figuring out if it was a path that I wanted to take. It was just a full circle moment to have her in a room with other doulas, me leading this event as a regional for the MBDA, and also with her sharing her story as a now midwife as to how she got to this point and what her experience has been like thus far. So, yeah, that's my spiel. And that's what I've been working on this last couple weeks amidst everything else. Well, what's new on your radar?
Sounds like you're being great. So this week I have been indulging myself in this new Jill Scott album. And I must say that I am highly impressed.
I love the album.
And that is why I decided to talk about this today, because y'all know I don't usually like nothing, especially nothing that's coming out new. But this is what we needed, and I am very flabbergasted by the masses. Not that I give a damn, but I'm very flabbergasted that a lot of people are saying that they don't like the album. A lot of people are having very weird responses to it, and they're like, oh, this ain't it, and all this other stuff. And it's like, well, what do y'all expect from Jill Scott? Like,
Yeah, from the Jilly from Philly.
this ain't fucking Carisha. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what y'all are expecting. Like, people are, I mean, it's just, I just feel like people always got something to say. Like, everybody always are so critical about so many things. It's like, okay, well, if that ain't your cup of tea, that ain't your cup of tea. Like, I'll say, okay, I don't like this artist, so I'm not gonna listen to their stuff and sit here and complain about it. I don't really care for the artist. So if you don't care for Jill, just say that. But people like, well, she too, I mean, I can't believe she got Too Short talking about pimping. I mean, what else is Too Short gonna talk about? Not stocks and bonds. Like, he's talking about what he knows about. Like, that's the whole point of bringing him on. But people are so busy looking at that, they're looking past what she's talking about. Like, she ain't talking about literal putting hoes on a track and pimping. She's talking about these political pimps. She's talking about, God forbid I say y'all's president. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's talking about, this is deeper than the words y'all are hearing on wax. You know what I'm saying? This is a deeper meaning. This is poetry in lyrical form. This is telling a story. This is akin to what we had to pick up with when it came to shall I say, Negro spirituals, things that only we supposed to understand and pick up on, and we're educating each other on. You know what I'm saying? This is putting me in the mind of the early Outkast albums. You know what I'm saying? Your Aqueminize and AT Aliens and Southern Playlist and Cadillac Music, where we're telling you to watch those around you, watch these people in power, but we telling you in a way that we think you can digest it.
Yeah, no, that's the thing that I fear goes over a lot of people's heads, not just with Jill Scott's album, but a lot of other phenomenal artists albums who are truly artists.
Yeah.
You gotta, it's one of those things, it's another thing where it's like, if you know, you know. If you get it, you get it. And that's probably why the album is named what it is, To Whom It May Concern.
Yeah,
because the people who it concerns, I mean, really, the people who it still concerns, some of y'all, it went right over y'all head.
Yes.
But the people who got it, like, we got it, and we can appreciate a full body of work with what I feel is a nice, beautiful collection of music in itself, on top of lyrics, on top of messages, on top of relevance, cultural relevance to what's happening today, and also, like you said, tying it back into our ancestry. So I saw those comments and I was just kind of like, But a lot of people were defending her and defending the album too, and saying that it shows that a lot of y'all have never listened to a Jill Scott album.
Absolutely.
You may only be familiar with some of her music that has had, some of her singles that have had commercial success, and that is how you know Jill Scott. But if you listen to a Jill Scott album, then the album does make sense. It makes more sense.
Absolutely. I mean, it's straight Jill from not only the lyrical aspect of it, but the production aspect of it. I mean, how she chose to utilize newer artists. Well, I mean, she ain't really new, but newer artists such as Tierra Whack. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's doing a whole lot. And speak to that point, I want to kind of segue this into the rhythm and groove segment, which is still gonna have this same undertone to it. But that point about me just saying that made me want to go ahead and move into the next portion, only because I didn't even think about that when I was getting upset about the argument. But if you are active on our Instagram account, I posted a post the other day, pretty much asking what you all felt about what a poster was insinuating on Threads regarding Jill Scott's Tiny Desk concert. And she made a comment to the effect of, like, if you see it's only men up there with her. And essentially, I knew exactly what she was getting at, which was everybody is going around saying, well, Jill Scott is male-centered. She's male-centered, and so is Erykah Badu and all these other artists. But it's really weird to me because I looked at it. I analyzed that in like 17 different ways. So for one, I wanted to say, I know why, but I'm going to ask this in an ignorant way. Like, I understand why people say it and what they mean, but I really want to say this because I want people to understand where I'm getting at, which is, why do it matter what she's centered around? What does it matter? Why is being male-centered a bad thing for you? If you don't, like, for example, I don't like people that smoke crack, so I don't hang around people that smoke crack. You know what I'm saying? So if you don't want to hang around women that's male-centered, don't hang around it. But the fact that people are trying to drag her and trying to prove to other people that she's male-centered so they don't like her, or they justify why they think the album is not that good, it's such a piss-poor, illogical argument. And it's so many fallacies in it, because this is like, y'all are saying she's male-centered because she picked all men to perform on her tiny desk. Okay, but are you thinking about maybe there are a lot of black men who are very talented with instruments that are not getting enough credit, not getting enough press, not getting enough exposure? Are y'all thinking about the positive side of what that could have done for those black men? Who says she's male-centered? Because she's trying to give them an opportunity. Because nobody's saying that Jalen Hurts is woman-centered. You don't see other football. See, we only have this issue with women. And I hate to be like this, because then y'all gonna say I'm male-centered. But this is why I don't deal with a lot of women, because everything is too emotional and it's too pick me. Because I don't hear men, and I don't hear other football players, I don't hear nobody saying Jalen Hurts is female centered, because his entire staff is female.
Yeah.
Nobody picks on him about that.
His agent is a black woman.
His lawyer is a black woman. Everybody that he deals with as far as his career are black women. Nobody's telling him that is wrong. So as a black woman who's picking black men to do her work for her, how is she wrong for that? He's doing the same thing, but with women. So if he's giving women a shot, who's going to give the men a shot?
Right.
And y'all are saying that she's male-centered, and so is Erykah Badu. So let's say the same thing we could say that about Angie Stone. And the reason why I bring that up, because these women tend to have the same type of message in their music, which to me is usually black love and black love centered. Mm-hmm. So if I'm about black love and about black relationships as a black woman, should I not be male-centered? Should I not care about men? Should I not care about the mental health, the financial health, and all of these aspects of men if I'm going to be coupled with a black man? If I'm a black woman raising a black son, which at one point in my life I was, should I not center my thoughts around what's best for my son, and he's a male?
Yeah.
What is wrong with us as black people centering ourselves around each other? Black men should be female-centered. Black women should be male-centered, because we are supposed to be building black families in the black community. And in order for us to do that and grow as community, we need to be centered around each other. I'm not one of those, I say it all the time, I don't like women empowerment events. I don't like women's events, because we need males. There's a equality for a reason. We're the only community that do that. You don't see white women holding a whole bunch of women's empowerment stuff like that where it's just women. You don't see a whole bunch of other people doing it where it's just women. They might do it, but not on the scale that we do it. But think about systemically how we've been separated as black people from our families, from slavery, from welfare, to all of these different things. Now the media is using things, and social media is separating us as far as what we expect from each other and all of these other things. We need to bring back that centering. We need to bring back being centered around one another in this community so we can grow.
Yep. Excuse me. Yeah, no.
Because if y'all don't like that, y'all might as well go ahead and cancel me now. Because guess what? When I get married, I'm gonna be male centered like a motherfucker. Everything is gonna be about my husband and what my husband needs. Because guess what? I'm gonna marry a good man who's going to center his life around me.
My man.
Because he's going to be saying my wife, my children. He's going to love us equally.
Yeah.
So in order for women want men to center everything around them, but they don't want to center things around the men, and that's not fair. Yeah. We have to not do that to one another. It's like y'all are condemning this woman because she's giving black men an opportunity. Guess what? White men ain't gonna give these black men an opportunity. It's a lot. White women ain't gonna give these black men an opportunity. So as a black woman who holds some kind of power, why can't she give it where she see fit? As long as she's giving it out and giving back to the black community, why as other black people are we breaking her down and saying, well, she should have gave it to a woman? Why everybody up there men? Guess what? If you want a man that's a provider, don't the man got to have a job? Mm-hmm. If you want to live a soft life as a woman, why are you mad that she's giving jobs to black men? Because one of them black men probably got some black kids and a black woman at home that they got to take care of.
That is very true. Well, I didn't think about it from that perspective. In fact, when you posted the tweet, I was trying to figure out what they were alluding to in that message. I reposted it on my story, and a few people sent me DMs saying that they were confused about the message, which is why I reposted it the way that I did, to get their gears turning and to get conversation stemming around what are they getting at? Why would they repost this? Tash, that was genius. Because people definitely was like, what are they alluding to in this message? Even though we were not the ones who posted the tweet came from a screenshot. It still garnered some conversation around what they meant by their message or what they were alluding to. So
yes, but even with the alluding to the male centers, like, what is wrong with that? Like, why can't I? Because guess what? And I'm not trying to be funny, but we don't know what the makeup, these same people that's talking about Jill Scott and who she chose for this, we don't know about the makeup of any of Beyonce's staff. We know she does pay a lot of LGBTQIA plus individuals. You know what I'm saying? We know she stands in different circles, but we don't know who she employs and how what she's doing gives back to the black community. Or think about, she wrote a whole album about her man cheating on her. Y'all didn't say that was male-centered. She spent the entire Lemonade album, and y'all wanted to go put on yellow dresses and walk around with baseball bats. But y'all talk about Jill Scott for going to that girl house and snatching out that house with that Vaseline because she was getting in the way of what she was feeling. It's the same male-centeredness, right? So what difference do it?
That is true.
So is it wrong that Jill Scott confronted the lady? Which is, you know, this was, let's be honest, this was early 2000s, late 90s. This was typical North Philly behavior.
Yeah.
Okay? So y'all can say what y'all want to say. Y'all looking at it through a lens of 2026 where people have evolved and different. Baby, back in the 90s, we was going to a bitch house, slicing her up and going back home to the nigga and cooking pork chops. Okay, like she, it was nothing.
That was actually very organic of her to downright say, "You better back down before you get smacked down."
But that chill. But that's how
chill.
She got. But people related to that. People related to that, and that's why people liked her, because that was that era of that's what we was doing. Yeah. But nobody said Beyonce was male-centered when she went and got dressed up so she could go smash a nigga windows.
Yeah,
with a bat.
That is true. That is very true.
At least Jill Scott nigga cheated with a black woman. At least he cheated with somebody from the neighborhood. Jay-Z went and got a white lady.
Was it a white lady?
I mean, Becky with the good hair. Who was that about?
I mean,
they said it was a white. I mean, well, we don't know.
Becky with the good hair could have been black. She could have been Hispanic. She could have been anything.
Yeah, but we don't know. I think she purposely said Becky for a reason. Like
the whole synopsis of this is, it's okay for us to love on one another out loud, to give each other opportunity, and we should be doing so, because like you said, if we don't do it, then who will? Who is going to love us out loud? Who is going to have us in these artistic settings and create opportunities for us to shine, to showcase our talent, to have a voice, and quite literally and figuratively use that voice? I also think from an artistic perspective, this is a powerhouse of an album. Jill Scott herself is a powerhouse of an artist, of a poet, of a vocalist. So in order to back an artist like her, period, you're going to need a powerhouse of vocalists that can hang with Jill Scott. Yeah. Such as artists such as Jasmine Sullivan, Jill Scott, just to name a couple. These are the two that I'm just thinking off the dome. They need strong vocalists that can back them because they can sing for real, in real life. And so I'm not saying that female or women vocalists can't back them. I've seen it done. I've seen it done marvelously. However, I think, well, from my perspective, I thought it was a nice touch to have a male backing to show people something different, to create a different sound around the album, and also create a different energy around the album, because the album, low key, I believe in the balance of masculine and feminine, but I do feel that this album, listening to it energetically, is more masculine leaning, I would say, toward the energy and what she's trying to get out on this album, the messages. But let's be clear,
everybody wants to be in the soft girl era, and if y'all have noticed, I don't ever say that. I don't want to be in no soft girl era, because soft doesn't get things done. Patriarchy gets things done. Masculinity gets things done. Those are the things that move the needle. And that's why I think she chose to go that route on this album, because I need y'all to hear this. I don't need to present it to you soft, wrapped up in a bow where you miss the message. I need this to be hard and in your face and very rough. You know what I'm saying? So you get the message. Like, you're not going to get it if it's soft. The tough love is what gets things moving. It's not the coddling that get things to go in the direction that you want them to go. And I say that because also, too, like I was saying about giving people the proper opportunities. Because one thing I will say, mentioning the song Be Great, people are talking about the album, but they're not talking about the legendary, what she has with Trombone Shorty. Like, if you're not familiar with brass music or bounce music or the culture in New Orleans, you wouldn't know how, legendary this man is as a brass player, as a trombone player. Like, he's responsible for a lot of the New Orleans sound, like all of that instrumentation that y'all hear on the Big Timers, Juvenile, all of that stuff. That's Trombone Shorty. You know what I'm saying? He's second line. He's down. He's everything in New Orleans. And a lot of people won't know who he is and won't get to experience that greatness unless people who know of it utilize him. And I think she did. You know what I'm saying? Juvenile brought him out and used him on his tiny desk. Like, we're trying to get people out that are great, who are well deserving, who are, underpaid and overqualified. The people who are still just taking the Chitlin Circus shows that should be on these main stages. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love the fact that Tidra Moses is getting her shine. I've been listening to Tidra Moses for 20 years.
So long.
She used to be on my ringback tone, on my two-way pager in college. Like, I listened to her forever. And now people are finally starting to see her talent and who she is. And I feel like it's just, I'm glad it's happening now, but it's like, it's late. So we got to catch up. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what Jill Scott is attempting to do, or, with some of these people, even Too Short being who he is in his own right. His career should have gone a lot farther than it did. You know what I'm saying? Like, he is somebody that is extremely talented. Like, that was strategic in and of itself to use him, you know what I'm saying, for something of that nature. So I can't see, I'm not going to lie, I can't see why people have such a problem with what she's chosen to do with her body of work.
Yeah, I feel like really what it comes down to is people always have an opinion, whether it applies to them or not. Like, people just be wanting to chime in. They want to be a part of the conversation, even if they don't understand the context of the conversation, even if they don't understand art and what it takes to create this art and maybe the messages behind the art. They just still want to be able to say something about it. And hey, they're entitled to that at the end of the day, right? But I'm so glad that you brought this album up, because we're also allowed to bring this to the forefront and showcase the other side that we wish a lot of people would have picked up about this project, about the way that she went about the tiny desk, and just these missing details that people fail to research on their own. People don't be giving a fuck.
They don't.
They do not care.
You can't tell me that album is.
They listen to it and say, turn this off.
Chef's kiss.
I don't want to hear this.
Like, when I tell you every song, like every single song, you know what I'm saying? Like, every single song. I absolutely love it. Like, hands down. I don't know if this ever gonna, hit your ears, Miss Jilly from Philly, but you got another one. You did it again. I mean,
I love me some
I
Auntie
can't
Jill.
say that I've ever been disappointed in any of her contributions to her catalog of work. But after 11 years of a I can't really say hiatus because she has toured during this time and so on and so forth. But after an 11-year break from studio albums and putting together work and constructing it in a way that is digestible for the masses, I salute you. I applaud your work because sometimes that first one after a long break be kind of shaky, but she lived life, she did the work, and she's showing us through this body of work that she's done it, and that she's here. She's experiencing what we're experiencing as well. You know, that she's not far removed from the reality of what life is providing all of us in this human experience right now. So I absolutely love it. Shout out, kudos to Jill. She really did that. I like when an artist puts out a work and they don't care about how other people perceive it. Like one of my favorite albums is Yeezus, and people hated that. Like people that are big time Kanye fans hated Yeezus, and I absolutely loved it because he did not care. I mean, it also had a lot of reggae samples on it, so that is another reason. But he didn't care what anybody thought. He put out what he liked, and it worked. You know, so
Yeah, I like Yeezus too. That was actually one of my favorite Kanye albums.
Yeah, like
Speaking of that, did you see the apology that he released?
no. What it was? First of all, what was he apologizing for this time? Because the last time I seen him say something, he said something and he was like, "Give me my daughter back," or something. He was talking to Kim as usual. It was just typical Kanye.
So he submitted this apology to the Wall Street Journal, and it was posted there. And essentially, he was apologizing for his anti-Semitic behavior and language, and also his erratic behavior in the past and the things that he said that he has realized has greatly impacted the Black community and how we view him now. Our perspective on him. And so I read it because I wanted to see what he was gonna say. I read it because I wanted to see what he's gonna say. But I have always loved Kanye. There's something about him. He's another artist that is just undeniably talented. When I think of Kanye, and he's has said this in his music, I miss the old Kanye. You know, but it's true. Like the Kanye West that I identify with, that I remember, is the one that I was introduced to at elementary school.
But you know what? Can I say something?
Here in College Dropout.
Not to cut you off, but can I say something? And I don't mean to be a conspiracy theorist. Well, yes, I do. But can we kind of like understand that the nigga didn't become the new Kanye until he got deep in the industry? Like, people fail to talk about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, people be... Because I be feeling like that, too. Like, damn, Kanye used to be level-headed, but it was like...
Yeah, like, pretty cool.
When he got to a certain level...
Polos
and
backpacks, Kanye?
Yeah, like, when he got to a certain level of industry and he lost his mom, things switched. And as somebody who has experienced a level of grief that I cannot even quantify and or put in words... I know that will take you out and make you lose your mind on its own. You know what I'm saying? And I've lost my child. I haven't lost my mother. And so that's one thing I struggle with, is like, is that going to hurt me more than when I lost my child? You know what I'm saying? Because most people don't experience them in that order. They experience it, you know, your parent, whatever. Most people don't experience losing a child. So I think about that. Like, at the height of his career, he lost his mama.
Yeah, so that was, I feel like that was the true turning point that we saw.
That made him extremely weak. And I think when he lost his mom, because he was mentally and emotionally weak, the vultures in that entertainment industry, which were the people closest to him, were able to get in and manipulate him in a way that we would never imagine if you haven't experienced that level of grief where you're searching for something. When you lose people that close to you and that pivotal in your life, you start searching for something. And you start indulging in things until you find the thing that helps you.
Yeah.
And I believe that's when he started talking about doing coke off strippers' asses and bleaching booty holes and stuff. And I think that's when things just got crazy for him. Like, he started looking for that missing piece in situations that were not meant for him.
Yeah, no, I 1000% can understand that perspective. And there have always been questions for me surrounding, like, damn, what really happened? Because like you said, backpacks, when I saw him with backpacks and polos on, you know, this newcomer, well, at that point we recognized him as a newcomer, but he had been around as a producer for a bit before launching his own solo career. Yeah, Kanye has put in a lot of work on a dynamic level that people don't even recognize him for. His name is on a lot of projects that you probably don't even think.
Jay-Z albums, he did the whole albums alone. Like, he did.
You probably wouldn't even know, wouldn't even think.
What album is? I can't even think about it. It's one of my favorite Jay-Z albums. I can't even think about it, but he produced that whole album, like all that, like the Dynasty Rock La Familia. Like, he did all of those albums back in the day.
I 1000% love. I love Kanye now. Now, when he's made those controversial statements and things, yes, definitely put a dimmer on things for me, where I was just like, okay, wait a minute now. Is this? But I always had this big question in the back of my mind, like, nah, I just feel like this not you, bro. Like, what?
Hey, dog.
Like, hey, man. So, you know, I'm curious to know how other people digested his apology, and if they even feel like it's a sincere message that was heartfelt. He actually attributed his bipolar diagnosis to the car crash that he had, and if I'm not mistaken, also mentioned like the people that were around him.
Oh yeah,
to some degree.
I always said that I think things got bad for Kanye. They started to go downhill for him when him and Alexis Pfeiffer broke up. That to me was one of the first ways that the industry was starting to break him down, because that was the only person who had knowledge of him before, who knew the real him. And it was one of those things of, I think people started to realize that she had a lot of influence on him, and he was trying to be the best him for this person. And so it was like, well, if we take her out of the picture, you know what I'm saying? Because like, I ain't trying to be funny, but after he broke up with Alexis Pfeiffer, it was just like downhill from there. It's like Amber Rose, Kim Kardashian, like, it's like everybody that he was with after that were people that in their own merit, in their own right, in the industry won't even like. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, we don't like Amber Rose. We definitely don't like the Kardashians. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's be real. None of these people we like. And it was kind of like, we gonna hook y'all up. This was kind of some, in my opinion, some industry arranged marriage type shit where we hook y'all up because we feel like y'all supposed to be together, but we know that this is gonna tear you apart. Because think about it. Kanye probably could have been different, but a lot of what we get caught up in now is all that custody shit. He get online every other day and say, I want my daughter back. And he arguing with Kim about how she parenting the kids. It's keeping him away from the music. It's keeping him away from everything else. It's like, let's give him something to focus on so he don't focus on this. And that's what that is to me.
Yeah, no, that is a great point to make. And I think that just ties back into, just as you have always said, I miss when celebrities kept their private life private.
Please, just go back to it. I don't want to know.
It largely attributes to how we view them and all the static, the added commotion around an already chaotic situation.
Like, you know who I feel like and this, I've never said this in public, in public or like out loud before, but do you know, to me, who I probably would have liked a whole lot better if they weren't on social media, or if I didn't hear about their antics through social media a long time ago? Kevin Gates, like, I never gave him a shot. I never gave him a snowball chance in hell when it came to me and his music, because before I could ever listen to any of his music, I heard about him, like, kicking that woman teeth out at that concert or whatever. Like, he had kicked somebody in her mouth at a concert. Like, this was years ago. This was probably like 2015, 2016, like right when he first started getting a lot of traction. And so before I could even really listen to his music, I heard about all these things happening.
He did it on purpose?
No, like, I don't know if she was trying to get on stage or something. It was like at a show. So it was like one of them heated situations. But long story short, he pretty much assaulted this lady, and I never wanted to hear I never cared for his music after that. I didn't want to hear no more of it. I wasn't interested in sitting down and looking it up.
I had never even heard about it. This is my first time hearing that.
None of that, girl. Absolutely not. I said, oh no, I was good and done. I didn't want to hear it. And that's one of those things is I probably would have gave him a fair shot if I didn't know all those other things going on with him.
It's so crazy because it's something about Kevin Gates that I actually like. I was just telling somebody this last week. Like, they brought up Kevin Gates, and I was telling them there is something about him that I like as a person. Like, I wouldn't date him. I'm not attracted to him in that way. But when I would see him in interviews, some of the interviews, I'd be like, he seems like a pretty cool dude. And then when he would do these Facebook lives, you know how stuff just pop up on your feed just randomly nowadays, right? His live had popped up on my feed on Facebook, and I was like, why is Kevin Gates on my feed? Because I don't listen to his music or anything like that, like on a regular basis. Might be a couple songs that I'm like, I'll actually enjoy. But I started watching his lives, and I was like, it was fun. Like, some parts of it was very funny, like where he was showcasing his actual personality, but it just felt so authentic. And he had this one lady that would come on his live all the time. She was a fan, but I'm almost certain she may have, I can't say whether she did or didn't, but she seemed like she may have been special needs, like she had something going on, but she could communicate very well, and she would be saying some off the wall shit to him, and he would be responding to her, but in a way that was mindful and like caring. And I honestly feel like he felt like she wanted someone to talk to, and so he was just authentically having a conversation with her, and to the point where one day he was like, why she ain't on here? It was like a Friday. He said she usually on here. She'll ask to like go live with him. Yeah. He's like, I ain't seen her in a couple weeks. He's like, do anybody know her in real life? So it's really interesting to see him from that perspective, and also to get your perspective. I didn't know anything about the incident.
He went to jail for that. Like,
wow.
Yeah, he served time, like a whole battery charge for that. Like, I think it happened in 2015, but you didn't go to court and all that stuff in 2016. But yeah, like before I ever could listen to his music, that was my first impression of him, and it was just like, oh, why would I want to listen to your music, buddy? Like, why would I want to listen to it? And then now you get on here, like, I don't know, like people like Kevin Gates, like, I hate to say it, well, I don't hate to say it because y'all know I don't care, but I say this all the time, and I be like, Kevin Gates to me, he just a clown. Like, I can't, in no other way can I describe how I feel about him, because it's like the whole Islam thing, all this situation with Drinker Gates, all this situation with Brittany Renner, just the way he get on these interviews and be talking about, it's just it's giving performative buffoonery, and I don't like it. It's like he know what to do, he know what to say, and what people are expecting him to say. Because, like, why do you get on every interview and talk about sucking toes and eating booties and all of that stuff? Like, sir, we know you do that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You talk about it on every song, on every interview, and on every, like, why do we got to keep hearing about that? Because now at this point where I'm assuming your point with this is to, like, get women all aroused and excited and interested in you because they think you're some type of pleaser. Now it's turning me not off. Now I feel like you got the nastiest mouth on this side of the Mississippi, because that's all you talking about. You know what I'm saying?
The nastiest mouth on this side of the Mississippi is wild.
Because that's all you talk about. So it's like, sir, is that all you know how to do? And I ain't trying to be crass, but, like, do your dick work? Because you don't talk about, I mean, you do talk about that, but you talk about everything else. And to me, when you have to overshare and you have to oversell yourself in certain areas, I feel like you lacking in the other ones.
Possibly.
You know, and
speaking of Kevin Gates, I really love Drika. I do. I really love Drika. She is. I don't follow a whole lot of celebrities, but she's one of. I guess she would be considered a celebrity, but she just seemed so down to earth, and she is the epitome of minding my business. Like, what happens when you just mind your business? Like, I feel like she's one of those people that I see a lot of similarities in myself with, just based off of, obviously I don't know her in real life, but just based off of the things that she posts and what she chooses to share about her life. Like them having a farm, that's like a dream, like for me. To be able to be on a...
Well, let him tell it. They don't have no farm, and she behind on the payments or something.
Oh,
like,
you know,
they been beefing in the media. That's what I'm saying.
I do not be paying attention to him like that.
I scrolled past it not too long ago, but he got on some interview and pretty much tried to trash her and was like, she stole money from him, and they behind on the money for the farm, and she broke, and it ain't really her farm. All this stuff. Like, it... just ghetto drama, but it's him.
And you never hear her say anything about it.
She never got in the media.
She never says anything about him, about their situation, about their relationship. If she does say anything, I did hear her do an interview where she shared a bit more intimate details about her life, but she's very careful about how she communicates with the media, which honestly, I greatly respect that, because it's so much that she could probably say that she's just like, you know what, I ain't even gonna do you like that. He
got on there and started telling all his business with Brittany Renner. And like, you would expect her to be the one to do it. Like, she just got on there and was like, oh, we ain't together, or whatever the case may be, which... that's a whole nother episode. We could fill a whole episode about that, because we were supposed to talk about that this episode, but we gonna get to that, because her and this whole converting to Islam so they could be married, for him to come back on social media and say we was never married, we was just friends.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So
because you see, she done took the hijab off. Okay, I've not seen her with it.
Somebody said, this reminds me of when I ain't gonna say no names. Somebody that I know very well was like they were trying to get an opportunity, and the person who was willing to provide the opportunity asked them if they were Muslim. Like, that was one of the stipulations. Mm-hmm. And she said, well, I'm not Muslim, but if I convert, can I convert back? Excuse me? I'm not sure that's how that works.
Yeah, this is the new thing.
I guess you could do whatever you want to do.
Telling people, he telling Drika, like, even with Drika, he telling people when are you gonna tell people the truth that we wasn't married? We had an Islamic marriage. Like, you are a hoe if you going around like you a clown, and you a hoe ass nigga if you think you about to keep getting on this platform and undermining the things that we had. Like, if we didn't have no real marriage and we told people that we divorced and that we split now, let us just be that. You know what I'm saying? We done with each other. Like, why do you have to keep making yourself relevant by getting on these platforms and running your mouth?
Yeah.
I'm tired of that. He does too much. That's what I'm saying. Like, he's one of them people that when I say I don't like men that run their mouth too much, he's the type of man that I be referring to. Because he run his just way too much.
Oh, that's today. Dang, because we talking about the Nation of Islam, and I was just looking. You just reminded me that I saw a billboard that Minister Farrakhan was going to be in Detroit, and I haven't heard all of the messages that he has put out, but the ones that I have, I can resonate with and get down with.
And I ain't gonna hold you. I say a lot about a lot of stuff, but that is one of the things that if there's going to be a crossing of religious lines, I would always see myself more aligning with the principles of Islam than any other religion.
Really?
Yeah, because there's a lot of discipline there. You know, I'm a very disciplined person, and it's it's from what I know about it and what I've learned, because I've taken time to, you know, I know people, I ask questions, I try to read and figure things out on my own. But a lot of the principles and ideologies that they subscribe to and believe in are things that I already subscribe to and believe in my own. I just don't put them, in a line or a row or box of religious principles. This is just proper ways to live life. You know what I'm saying? And so I personally align more with Islamic faith than most people would probably want to admit for themselves. But yeah, so I say that to say I've watched a lot of him. There's a guy named Nuri Muhammad, him and his wife. I love them. I follow them on social media. But a lot of the things that they preach and the principles that they try to get people to understand are things that I believe in, like I said, and I agree with. So yeah, I don't think, like I said, I don't think, I'm not gonna go there. We gonna be here for another hour, but yes,
I'm not gonna go there
because I was just gonna say, like, I'm not one of those people that believe that everything has to be straight in religious. I believe in relationship, and just proper principles and ways to live. And people have attached those things and made them religious versus just common sense. You know what I'm saying? Like good moral character. Everybody makes it like, oh, well, this is a religious principle. No, that's just being a good moral fucking human. Like just common sense stuff. Like just come on now.
Facts.
So yeah.
Common fucking sense.
Yeah, but I know I do. I like a lot.
As my mama would say.
I do like a lot.
Common fucking sense.
I do like Farrakhan. And like I said, some of his teachings and things of that nature. Which is crazy because a lot of people, once again, like we talked about before in this episode, people talk about this whole soft life and man being provider. That to me, Islam is one of the religions that actually believes in that. You know what I'm saying? And the foundation of men are supposed to work and take care of their homes. Like men are supposed to be working. Women want to be soft, but you gotta let a man go and do the stuff that a man's supposed to do, which is work. JOBWORK. Get a job.
Yeah. I feel like there are a lot of principles across religions that we can apply to our everyday lives that'll be beneficial, and maybe some not so much. But I saw that poster and I saw it on my way back today from early morning travels. And I was thinking, I wouldn't be opposed to going to go see Minister Farrakhan, but it was today. So
was it Huntington Center or someplace?
Yeah, Kobo. Why y'all playing? I don't care how many times you rename it. It's Kobo. It is Kobo. Well, Tash, we have anything for the Sanctuary Scoop?
I do not. No. I get y'all my stuff on the front end. Follow us. Engage with us.
Yeah, follow us, engage with us. We're on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. No, we're not on Facebook.
I mean, we are.
We are, but we.
I mean, y'all can go in there.
It's complicated. We in a complicated relationship.
But you know what I'm saying? It's going to be like an Easter egg hunt when we find it and go see it.
We got a complicated relationship with Facebook right now. However, Instagram and YouTube for sure, you can see our content, engage with us, comment, like, subscribe, share, send it to your cousins, your friends, your aunties, uncles, brothers, mamas, daddies, whoever like to listen to podcasts, and whoever wants to hear us talk about our healthy, well-rounded perspectives on things. I don't have anything to promote or share today. So with that being said, thank you for listening to another episode of The Soulful Stir.
We'll be back next week.